What's up everybody, welcome to Money Management channel. My name is Andrei and today I'm gonna be doing an update on MMTLP and FINRA saga.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed, born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up.
And guys, for today's video I have an amazing due diligence and I have to say that the conclusion based on this due diligence is not the best one. I have to say that potentially the wrongdoers are in MMAT board of directors, and it is really mind-blowing. In just several minutes I will show you what I'm talking about, and for now, before we dive deep into all of this, guys, please hit the like button for YouTube algorithm. It is very important to spread this information to as many people as we can, and the only way how we can do it is just to push this video forward to the broader audience. And this should be done with help of YouTube algorithm, and the only way how we can push it forward just by hitting the like button. So, and let's start with the news itself. Let's start with the due diligence that was made by RareDD, and in my opinion he's done an amazing job, and let me show you some details. So 9 hours ago he wrote this. If it takes 11 months to provide short interest data that should have taken no more than 12 days, are you more inclined to believe the information? How about if the information is presented in a third iteration of an FAQ instead of an official, so-called official document? And he added this screenshot. Let me show you the information that was written by FINRA themselves. FINRA also is considering reducing the FINRA processing time involved in disseminating short interest data. Currently, FINRA disseminates short interest data for OTC equity securities on the FINRA website 7 business days after the designated settlement date, which is 5 business days after the reports are due from member firms. FINRA is considering reducing this processing time. So, very important and interesting statement, but it takes 11 months to provide this information. Let's continue. The first MMTLP FAQ from FINRA came about 3 months after the halt. About 11 months after the halt, FINRA claims that subsequent regulatory efforts allowed them to determine there is an estimated 2.65 million short positions. Why couldn't they determine that in the first 3 months? And yes, it is very unusual that they stated about this about 3 months later after the halt. And the number itself is really ridiculous, but I will show you why I think so in just a couple of minutes. Let me show you further. It stopped trading on December the 8th based on FINRA's website and board. It shouldn't have taken more than 12 days, and it shouldn't have required subsequent regulatory effort. How many holes are there in FINRA's story? And yes, they basically did nothing in order to solve this problem, and they just kick the can down the road, and they are still kicking this can down the road, and they will do it as long as possible, because they are wrongdoers. But the main point is not this one. Let me show you further. So, one of FINRA's biggest lies in their FAQ for MMTLP is FINRA claiming their corporate action was consistent with the information provided by Meta. The first corporate action had the wrong cancellation date. FINRA never gives the correct date, they just change it to symbol deletion date. And this is the first part where you can conclude that Meta did nothing in order to solve the problem of, at this case, FINRA's inconsistency. Let me show you further. He also wrote, RareDD wrote, there was no reason why FINRA needed to delete the MMTLP symbol on December 13. Best practice would have been to do so after Meta cancelled the shares. Deletion on December 13 only helped FINRA's settlement issue narrative. And again, Meta Materials and the board of directors of Meta Materials knew about this, and basically they have a legal department and they have several lawyers that has to raise a red flag, huge red flag on this FINRA's action, but they didn't do it. And let me show you another quite interesting detail. Look back at the MMTLP Halt notice. FINRA attempts to conflate deletion and cancellation by not including the December 14 cancellation date. They also link to an S1 that doesn't include dates. The image above is from November the 30th Meta PR. It shows that December 14 is the date. And again, guys, it is an official document. And these documents should be well written by the lawyers of metamaterials. And if they did it, why they didn't raise a red flag, huge red flag on FINRA's action? Again, it doesn't make sense. On top of that, let me show you this number again. So FINRA stated, and here is the official FAQ part, FINRA stated that there is approximately 2.65 million shares out of 165.47 million total shares outstanding. And they stated that it is not a significant percentage. And let me show you again this quite important information. RareDD posted this screenshot. It is the last couple of weeks of trading days, and here on the right side you can see the volume, the trading volume during these days. And as you can see, we have several days with the volume higher than 4 million shares. One day with the volume higher than 13 million shares. A lot of days in between 1 and 2 million shares traded during these days. And guys, 2.65 million shares is just a fraction of this volume. That's why if FINRA forced the wrongdoers to close their position, they would do it easily with this quite high volume. And this is the evidence that 2.65 million shares is not a real number. In my opinion, and RareDD also thinks the same, there is much more short positions on metamaterials. And again, guys, we know that the legal department of MMAT should pay closer attention to all of these facts, but they didn't do it. And why in the world they didn't do it? Let me show you this. Just yesterday I showed you this statement of Wes Christian, and we know that we are about to see a huge number of lawsuits against the board of directors of the companies who did nothing in order to prevent the illegal activity related to their stocks. And C-Plant refers to this video and refers to the tweet that was made by Meta News, and he wrote, "I hope the MMTLP board of directors takes a look at this TikTok." And Syntax Queen of the Metaverse wrote this: "My concern is that the metamaterials board of directors may have somehow either slow-rolled, inhibited or attempted to inhibit the process to fight the market manipulation in MMAT in a more timely manner, or is not utilizing the data collected so far to advocate for shareholders with the SEC. I would hope that Wes Christian would speak up and speak out if that were the case, but if there is enough info collected to compel against a reverse split, and the board is not using it to advocate for shareholders, well, that's a problem. Metamaterials could hold the meeting, but the vote and the reverse split need to be off the table, in my opinion. The proxy is the legal document. So despite what Jack says in emails, we should refer to what it stated in the proxy about the 10-cent rule as a formal guidance. And yes, I completely agree that the main concern is the incompetence the board of directors in this case. And guys, on top of that, we have a lot of missing information from the board of directors, because we know that George Palikoros was basically fired from his post, but then we found out the information that it is not the case, and he basically can work for the metamaterials. And on top of that, we know that George Palikoros, John Burda and metamaterials received a well notice. And this means it is happening some kind of investigation behind the scenes, and we know that at least 2 people and 1 company is involved in this investigation. And let me show you what did Richard Hoffman write just 16 hours ago in response to this tweet. He wrote, "Imagine this, board of MMTLP has yet to explain in any way the departure of the CEO. For your information, I got out of MMAT when MMAT announced the departure of George Palikors approximately 1 week after the departure without explanation. I lost money, stock was at about 21 cents. I did not trust the board, had previously reached out to MMAT on multiple times without a reply. Just my opinion and personal experience, not financial or legal advice." And guys, I don't want to say that I know for 100% that the wrongdoers are inside the board of directors. But these facts and this evidence show us that we have to ask a lot of questions to board of directors of Metamaterials, and they have to answer, because it is their duty to work in a favor of their shareholders. And we know that for now, all of our efforts are stonewalling by some invisible force, and we don't know who is standing behind this force. And that is why we have to continue our fight, and eventually it will lead us to the victory. So, I think that's all information that I want to provide you. If you like my video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel with notification bell. And see you guys and girls next time. Bye!
I got the cash in the bag.